What do you think? Perfect. Hi, let me open this Jira board and then we can browse through and get an idea about that. So first of all, in this session, we'll be discussing how to use Jira, a project management tool, to how to use that to manage our QM blog. Before getting into that, let me give a quick explanation on what is Jira and what does it do. So Jira is a project management tool which is used in many industries, many projects. I think it's more than 15, 20 years old. So it's a very powerful tool. And we at QM, we use Jira in many of our projects in day-to-day lives. But in most of the projects, the things we are using right now, it could be maybe up to 25% of the entire tool we are using right now. But that 25% is a big chunk because we use it for everything from managing the sprints, managing the project, and even managing backlog itself. So now you guys might wondering why are we using a project management tool to manage a blog? Basically, what's the purpose of this? So when it comes to project management, what we usually do is we just manage people, we manage tasks, we manage features, and also budgeting. But when it comes to a blog, it's somewhat the same, right? You'll be managing authors, you'll be managing articles, you'll be managing features, and you'll be just managing the final product in the same way. So that's one of the main reasons why we are recommending to use Jira to manage our blog. So with that, let me share my screen, and then we can discuss what are the features available and what are the customizations I have done on this board. That will make it easy for you guys to use this board. All right, can you guys see my screen? So you guys should have access to this board right now. So let me go, there are a few features which are enabled in this board, and then let me walk you through with each and every one of these things. So let's start with epics. So we have a few tabs. You can expand this using this arrow. And the tabs we have for this board are roadmap, backlog, and board. And don't worry about the shortcuts and the project settings. So I'll start with the roadmap. So basically, it's a general idea. So whenever we are working on a project, we need to have a roadmap, right? So we'll be planning at least next month ahead. And then we'll be working on what are things we'll be delivering on this month. And then the next month. Likewise, we can have a detailed roadmap using this project board. And whatever the things we have in this purple color, we call them as epics. So basically, those are the main topics. So when you come to a project project management task list, we have on top of our list, we have epics. And then we'll be having stories, tasks, and bugs, everything at the same level. And then we'll be having subtasks. So an epic is the main feature. So in project management, the software development, what we say is an epic is a feature. Let's say, as an example, authentication, that's a feature. And then the other one could be communication, emails, that could be a feature. But in this context, what we can have an epic as it could be a topic, maybe like a subject. So as an example, as we have here, TypeScript. So if you're going to if you're planning maybe a series of articles on TypeScript, we can have TypeScript as an epic on this board. So everything they're working on, all the stories and everything will be under this epic. And of course, it doesn't have to be topics or features on this board. It could be some other development as well. Let's say that introducing a new template for a project like blog article. So it could be a project template. So it could be simple as likewise. So you can just type it, and you can press enter, and the epic will be created. And so those are the epics. So we can based on your preference, based on the way you are planning to manage this project, you can have whatever thing you want under epics. But my recommendation would be since we are having different types of articles, it could be project management, it could be product management, it could be system designs. So I got these 3 examples by referring the blog itself. So we can have those things, and it will be easier for us maybe in 3 months of time, if you want to revisit what are the things we've done under this category. We don't have to go to the blog. We can just open this epic board and then get an idea about that. So those are the epics. And those are the roadmap tools we usually use. And the other thing is, let's say that we are planning to let's say topic 1. We have a hot topic. Let's say it's the iPhone. So iPhone 13 just released yesterday, and we are planning to write 5 articles for the next 3 months. So we can, as an example, let's rename this as. So now the idea is to like write these articles for next 3 months, and we are planning to wrap it up on that exact date. So what we can do is like we can set a timeline. So you can just add this one, and then maybe like expand it whenever we want, and then we know like when do we have to start and when do we have to finish. So the same way you will see it on this timeline view as well. All the information will be available here as well. So you know the start date, you know the end date, and then you can get an idea about when do we have to wrap up this entire segment. And with that, let me walk you through with this this site section. And of course, you can expand this view by clicking on this label, and then it will open into a new window where you'll have all the information in the detail view. So here we have, this section we'll be focusing on right now. So we have the assignee. So let's say that for the iPhone 13 article series, we are assigning it to Tarun. So Tarun is the one who's in charge of this article series. So we can set the assignee for this. And then we can have multiple labels. Let's say that it's a product. And then phone. Likewise, you can have many labels just to make it easier for you to understand what this epic is about. And then you can set the start date and date, and then you can set the reporter. The reporter means the person, usually it means the person who created this epic, but let's say that we need Eric to be the reporter of this feature, then we can set him as the reporter. So don't worry about this automation. It's something we use in the automating all the workflow. And the other thing we need to make sure is that like we can of course get notifications from these epics as well as stories. So to do that, usually the people who will be notified about this epic are right now Tarun and Eric. But let's say that if you want to add Richa to get notifications, you can click on this icon and then you can add watchers. So let's say that Richa, and let's add Shadi as well. So now you guys will be getting notifications about this epic, whatever the changes we'll be making to this epic or ticket. Let's say that we are adding a text, we're adding a comment, or maybe like we are just updating the description, or whatever the thing we'll be doing to this epic, you guys will be notified. Do you guys have any questions so far?
So notified through an email or just a notification?
You'll be getting a notification on here as well, and based on your notification preference, you can like either get an email or just like limit it to this notification only. It's only up to, it's based on your email preference. You can customize it, I think, by going here. I'm not sure where it is. Let me check. So it's your profile notification preference. Let me check. Oh, see, notifications.
And this will send me all the notifications, even a comment.
Yeah, see, you can customize it. You can get like everything you are watching, or if you are the reporter, if you are the assignee, likewise you can do everything. And another thing you can do is like if you feel like notifications are a little bit, emails are a little bit difficult to manage, you can of course add a Slack channel to this one specifically for content and like marketing alerts or kind of like blog alerts. And then like we can of course I'll show you that part as well, how we can customize Slack integration and what are the notifications we can get there.
Do we have these notifications on Slack, Kim, for our main sales and marketing?
So yes, I think I created a channel for that,
Yeah.
but it's only for new issues and anytime an issue gets updated. Oh no, I didn't do it for sales and marketing. Actually, I did it for the website. So if you do it on every activity, it gets pretty noisy, but we can do that. And we could also make a separate channel just to alert sales and marketing or something like that. And people can
yeah.
use it if they want. Yeah.
Yeah, we created a sales and marketing Jira alerts on Slack, but the channel is now archived. Let me show you an like example channel, so you guys have an idea about like what kind of an alerts you'll be getting. Can you guys see my Slack thingy? Yeah. So these are the alerts we get from the Tribecast project. So basically, like we've integrated. These are not Jira alerts. So as you can see, let me find some Jira alerts here. So here, so we've limited just in this channel just to have like creation of these tickets and transition from one stage to another one. So as you can see, like you'll be getting updates like this, and when you click on this one, you'll be redirected to that particular ticket on your web browser. Now you have.
So do you find them useful, Kavindu?
Of course, the reason why I'm saying it's useful because that not all of us check our emails like these update emails regularly, right? So these are not these will not be categorized under primary emails. It will be under your updates. So maybe like socials. So there's a chance that you'll be missing these updates. But for me, I don't like to have any unread notifications. So that's why I find this very useful because whenever I see a badge or a number, I just click on that and I just read the notification then and there. So I find this very, very useful because I know that because especially with my job, I need to make sure that I read everything on time and I attend to them as soon as possible. So for that, I find these notifications very, very useful.
Okay, perfect.
And of course, like if you feel like these things will be like, of course, these alert channels are very, very noisy. So what you can do is like you can easily like mute those channels. Okay. There should be an option to do that somewhere.
Yeah,
And then you
open
get
that in the top left. Top left.
settings. Yeah, there should be an area to do that. And then of course, like you can easily mute those things and then it will be just muted and you don't have to worry about any noisy messages.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions, guys? If not, we can proceed with the Jira board.
Yeah. Does it also remind us about the deadlines, the timelines?
Yeah. You can maybe like, let me think. No, it doesn't give you any updates on timelines, but I think we might be able to like write some scripts here. And then I'll look into that and I'll let you guys know whether it's possible for us like alert us on timelines.
Okay, because with us like sales and marketing, there are so many things happening at once. Right? So it's always good if we are missing on something to get that alert so that we are always on top of all the tasks which are due.
Of course.
The way that we work with it is like for each stage, there's a deadline that Rich and Tarun have set up so that whoever is responsible for that understands at what point it needs to be completed to progress. So there's multiple deadlines. So maybe that would be like subtask. I don't know how we would set that if it's possible.
Yeah.
Had multiple due dates, but I don't know.
So this is similar to what we have on Notion, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll explain like this. So we are still in the like first part of this entire series. So right now I'll explain you how we can do that part in the tasks list. So this is the epic. So as I said, like this will be the main portion, like the topmost portion of this entire project. And then now we can discuss these small things, as in like the articles. So let's say that like from here, let's say that we need like we are planning an article or maybe like a blog post on the system design. So we can just click on this plus button, and then you can add a story under this epic. So there are a few types of things we can work on: stories, bugs, and tasks. So the reason why I kept all these three here is that like when it comes to a story, what we usually do is like the simplest explanation is it's a story. So we are trying to tell a story in this ticket. But a task is like that's something we have to do, and a bug is self-explanatory. So it's a bug. We have something we have to fix. So in this case, I would recommend to go with tasks because all these things will be working on as tasks, right? So we'll be completing one task and moving to the other one. So let's say that, so that's, you can switch the type. It doesn't matter unless it's a bug. It doesn't matter whether it's a story or a task. It's just the way you represent the ticket. All like everything we have in these tickets are similar. I've upgraded the customer, like the type of these tickets. So let's say that we are writing this system design ticket. So let's say what's the topic? Topic 1. So that's the topic for this article. So it should be the entire topic. And then we can press enter. And now the ticket is created. So the other way you can create these tickets are by clicking on this create button. So the simplest way is by clicking on this one. And of course you can click on this create button. And then you have to select the project. What's this blog? Okay. So usually if you guys don't have access to multiple projects, then the project will be automatically selected. And then you can select the story like issue type. And then similarly, so this topic 1 system description, design, that's the summary of the ticket. It's not the description, it's a summary. So let's create another one. Topic 2 So that's a summary, and then we have to add the epic. Let me find the epic. So we have to add the epic after creating the task. So we can create this issue like this, and if you want to create multiple issues at once, you can click on this one, and then once you create this one, the same window will open again. So that task will be created, and then you can add another one. So we open this one. So likewise, you can create, right? If you are just creating one ticket, you don't have to click on this one, and then you can just click on create. So when you create okay, when you create an issue using that window, so you'll be getting a ticket like this, and you can add the epic from here. It's a little bit difficult process. It's not streamlined, so that's why I recommend to always go with the roadmap view. So let's add it to system design, and now let's refresh the view, and then you'll be getting both of those tickets under this system design epic. All right, now let's go to this ticket 9, and then let's see. Okay, before that, let's go to this epic and see how it laid out. So as you can remember, we created 2 tickets under system design epic. So everything we created there will be listed under this epic as child issues. So there's another way you can create a ticket under an epic, which is by clicking on this add a child issue. So if you click on that one, someone just dropped, right? Okay. So if you click on this add a child issue, then you will be getting something like this. Set the third copy. So it will behave the same way. So everything what we are adding under an epic is considered as a child issue of an epic. So whatever the things we are creating, it will be listed under here. So we have three tasks right now. If you refresh this page, you'll see all 3 of them in this view as well. I know it's a bit confusing. There are multiple ways to create a task or a ticket, but I hope this was a bit helpful for you to get an idea about like the easiest way you can create. So my preferred way, the way I will always pick is like go to the roadmap field and then click on this plus button, because I know where I'm adding this ticket, and then I can add all the information then and there, and then you can just finish it up. So that's that. And then now we have to update this ticket and all the relevant information. So the way we can do is like we can select this ticket, and then you'll be getting this view. So you can click on this ID and then expand it, open it in a new tab. So the way I'm opening it, like I'm just clicking on this mouse wheel, then it's opening on a new tab. So this is the interesting way. So in this way, we usually add all the information. So let me give you guys an example of maybe like this one, technical ticket. So you guys can have an idea about like what we usually do. Let's go to the roadmap view. Let's find an interesting topic. Yeah, let's check this one. So usually what we do is like when it comes to technical tasks, we usually add the user story and then the acceptance criteria, the things we are usually accepting, and then the designs. So this is the usual template we are using when it comes to project management. This is the same like you guys can, I'm not sure whether you guys can remember, like there's an article on our blog saying acceptance criteria for project management. That's like this is the same template we are using, like I used in that article. So this is how we usually like create tickets, and this is the most important part in this ticket, like one of the most important sections in this ticket view. So let's go to this view and let's update one by one. So right now, so I created this ticket. So it says have a message. Yes, exactly. So in this one, we can set an assignee. Instead of like giving an assignee, we can just say authors. So let's say that this system design, it will be like maybe Eric will write this article. So he's the author or the co-authors. So we can add multiple, like I configure this to have multiple authors. So let's say Eric and Tarun will be writing this. Okay, maybe Eric and Tony will be writing this article. And then we can set a deadline for authors. So let's say that we are planning to publish this in 1 month of time, but we need to get this done in, authors have to finalize this in 2 weeks of time. So then we can set the deadline for authors, maybe like on 24th. And the publish date would be 24th, maybe 8th. So now we have 2 different dates. So we have a deadline for authors and we have the publishing date as well. And then we can set a content manager. The content manager as in like who will be following up with these authors and making sure that everything is on track. So let's say that Shadi will be the content manager. And then if Richa created this ticket, and then Richa will be the reporter. All right. So this is how we usually like update this board, and then we can set the priority. Let's say that this is a high priority task. Let's say that it's the iPhone 13 article. We need to publish it as soon as possible. So we can set it as the highest priority or high, low, lowest, normal. Usually it's on medium. So let's say that it's a high priority task. And then we can of course set label. The reason for us to like set these labels. So when we are like searching, let's say that. So as an example, let's add this phone as a label. So if we click on this phone, it will show us all the tickets under this on this project under this label. So it's another way to sort out all these views. All right. So as of now, we have 2 tickets with the same label, this epic as well as this ticket. All right. So there are 2 more sections. Like the reason why I'm not prioritizing them right now, because the reason is I'll be explaining it later on. But to give you guys a quick idea, so we usually rate the complexity of these tasks when it comes to software development using these like story points. The story points are Fibonacci sequence. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, likewise. Don't worry about that. So basically, like we are just giving a number to see how complex the task is. So if it's a number 1, that means it's a simple task. If it's number 13, that means it's a bit of a bit advanced task. If it's 25, that means it's a huge task. So likewise, you can get an idea about the complexity of this article by giving a number. You don't have to add this one, just for you guys to get an idea about the complexity and the sprint. So when it comes to project management, we usually run, okay, this part I'll explain it later because it will be much easier to get a handle on that. So those are.
I have a question here, sorry to interrupt, but and so instead of story point, would it make sense for this? But what I'm thinking maybe it might make sense to include like a target word count. I don't know what you think, Rich, about that as an attribute, because some articles we have like 1,000, sometimes we want to make it longer, like 2,000, just to keep track of the length of the article. I don't know if you think it makes sense. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. Like for technical articles, it's always good to go above 1,000, but for all the brand related, under 600.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
So,
that helps. Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, of course. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be also like buckets, like 3 buckets, like short, medium, and long articles. So I don't know if there's a way to do like a drop down would probably be good.
Yeah. So this is like maybe like Jira, you might have access to this view. This is the way you like handle all these story types. These are the features you'll be adding to different tasks. So right now we have the description fields, content fields, and hidden fields. So this is how we should.
Sorry. Can we add fields here, like by ourselves?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to these blogs, I would like to have another category that tells us, that which stage the article is in. Like, is it just still under the research phase? Is the writer writing it? Are we reviewing it, or it's stalled? It's on hold.
Yeah, like there's a way for us to do that. I'll show that in the next section. But of course, like other than that, let's say that we have another requirement for another type. We can just click on this one and we can just drag it here. That will be that. You have just added that field. It's simple as that. But for your requirement, Richard, I'll explain the way we usually do that in the board view, sprint board view. Let me remove this one. Okay. Now let's go back to this. Okay. Now we are on this wave again. Do you guys have any other questions before I go continue with the description and the other stuff?
Yes. For the deadline for authors. So would we get alerted for both of those deadlines? Yeah.
That's something I need to look into, because I know that we can write custom scripts on different boards, but I'll have a look at that. And if you're integrating with Slack, I think there's a possibility. But let me do a quick research on that after this session, and then I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. And all right. So now we are done with all the project details. Now what we have to do is like add a description. So this could be like if you guys have a template, I would highly recommend to have a template and then like copy this template to all the tickets and then follow that template, because then for authors it will be easier for them to follow through this ticket. But if not, you can have maybe like the way you usually explain to other people. So when it comes to project management, so this is the template we usually have when it comes to technical projects. We have a user story, as in like how would the end user say this feature and what to do, acceptance criteria. So at the end of this feature, what are we like? What's the acceptance criteria we usually set to accept this feature as a done in the done state? And then of course, so when it comes to acceptance criteria, we have the scenario given when then, and then we have the design. So for this blog article, I mean, like I can't think of anything. Maybe like if you can have the main topic and the research areas, maybe like a small template, and then basically just to explain this task to the author, or maybe like a reviewer, someone, just to give them an idea about like what this ticket is all about. So as an example, let's say that instead of saying this, let's say iPhone 13 new. So this could be the topic, and then description could be like what are the areas you can look into, like what are the resources, maybe like list down resource, whatever the thing you can have it here. And the author or any other person who's reviewing this, they can add comments over here as well. Comments, images, tag images, link images, whatever the thing, they can do it here. And yeah, that's all we have on this ticket view. Before moving on to the backlog view, do you guys have any questions?
I'm always curious to understand about the automation part. Just to understand if there's something exciting, that we can use.
Yeah, so when it comes to automation, so what like from the project management perspective, what we usually do is like we write the code, like we push the code to Jira, like on GitHub, right? So we have the project manager, like even though there's a project manager tool on GitHub, we don't usually do that because it's not very easy to manage. So what we usually do is like we have the project code on GitHub and we have the project management tool on Jira. But usually we link these two platforms, and whenever we push, let me show you that actually. When we push a code fix to on GitHub, it will be notified on Jira as well. So as you can see, there's this small icon, the green one. That means this feature is merged. And if you click on this one, and if you go to here, the development section, and you can see number of commits, and you can like check all the maybe like pull request here as well. So that's one feature of like having automations. And the other one could be maybe like linking up Slack like interaction. And there are multiple features, multiple apps you can actually link with this view. Let me quickly find that first. Apps. So there are multiple apps, and then based on your preference, you can actually like link them to your project board. I'm not like I'm not familiar with all of these apps, but there are a few things we are using like GitHub, Slack, and maybe like Trello. We can connect it to the Jira board, and there are a few more others like GitLab. So these are the things which will make us easier for us to like manage the project. But that's a bit off topic. But of course, we can investigate, and then I'll share some articles on like what to integrate, how to integrate, and what are the best things we can do.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, let's move back to this view, the backlog view. So right now, so we've created an epic. We've created a ticket under that epic, and now we have few epics under this view. And now let's go to the backlog view. So what it says backlog, these are things we have to do. This is a list of things we usually work on. And then we have few different sections. So the first thing is we have a section called block calendar. So the block calendar in the project management terms, we usually say it's a sprint. So when it comes to project management, we have few durations, like recommended durations for different kind of sprints. So at QM, we usually run 2-week sprints, but that doesn't mean that that's the only time we can run. We can have 1-week sprint. We can have, there's a company in China, they usually run 3 weeks, 3-day sprints. So if they want to like do rapid development, they usually do that. So, but for this context, what I recommend to Eric was like, maybe like, let's have a block calendar for 1 quarter, for 3 months. So in that way, we can actually focus on what are the things we have to do during that 3 months, and then we can finish that. And in the report, we can generate how many things we've looked into and what are things we've completed likewise. And for this example, I think we created 1 year sprint. So from July 1st to June 30th next year. So you can actually customize this. So let's say that we are doing July, August, September, October. It should be October 30th, right? I'm not sure, September 30th. So let's say that it's 3 months. So this is first quarter, and we can say that block calendar 21.3. That means 2021, third quarter. Yeah. And then you can set sprint goals. So the sprint goals could be say publish 3 articles on system design. And then 3 more on products. So likewise, you can set sprint goals. So then you know what you have to do. And then all the project goals will be visible right over here. So that's that. And then let's say that you need to create another sprint. So you can easily do that by clicking on this create sprint button. And then it will be the block calendar 21, fourth quarter. And then you can add dates. So it's a customized date, and it will start on October 1st, and it will go till December 31st. See, and then the sprint goal would be 5 more articles, 10 SM posts. Likewise, you can set these sprint goals. So basically, sprint goals means whatever the things you are planning to achieve during this time period. And of course, like if you don't want to add like this customized durations, you can of course go with 1 week, 2 week, or 4 weeks based on your preference. And then the second sprint is also created. So, but on this wave, the Scrum board, you can only run 1 sprint at a time. As in, like there could be only 1 active sprint. So that means like the reason for that is like it will help you to like focus on one thing and make sure that you'll finish everything before moving to the other one. Of course, if you feel like it's dragging longer than you think, you can move that ticket to the next sprint. Like when you click on this complete task, it will show you that there are 3 open tickets, whether you want to move them to the next next sprint, or do you want to close them up. So it'll ask you to do that. So that's the best way to like handle like ongoing tasks if you're getting the deadline sooner than you expected. All right, so that's the backlog view. So you can create multiple sprints likewise. So let's say rename this to 22.1. So likewise, you can create multiple sprints. You can add these tickets. You can switch them between these sprints if you want to move it here. So this is how you usually create sprints. Like create all the tickets, like everything you are creating on the backlog view will be available on this. Sorry, everything you are creating on this roadmap view will be available. If you don't like define a sprint and you're creating the ticket, will be available on this backlog view. So you can move them in between sprints based on your preference as well as based on your marketing plan. Do you have any question? Oh, there's one more thing. You can filter in this what do you call this backlog view. If you like, let's say that as an example, let's go to this view. So this is a huge backlog, and if you want to like filter them out with epics or issue types without epics, or maybe like project setup and structure. So these are the epics. And so like when you click on this one, it will show you what are the things available under those epics. And the other one is you can also filter it by type. If you want to filter only the stories, you can do that. And the other thing is you can filter by users. Let's say that I know I need to find everything Jan is working on. I can click on his avatar, and it will sort out all the things he's working on. And as well as if I want to find things Jan and Minji working on, I can click on her avatar as well. Everything will be sorted out. Yeah, and all right, not this one. All right, do you guys have any questions from this way?
Good.
No. All right. Let's move along. Okay. So the last view, which is the most important thing, is the board view. So this is the answer to the question you raised, Risha. So how are we going to keep track of the state of these tasks? So before that, let's move everything into this ongoing sprint. Confirm. So basically what is asking is that like whenever you move something to this ongoing sprint, it will increase the scope. So we usually set a scope for the sprint. So let's say that when it comes to project management, we are saying that if there are only 2 developers, we are setting 25 story points for the sprint. So whenever we are adding new tasks, it will increase that amount. So it's just asking whether it's doable during that time period. So you don't have to worry about that since you're not setting up any. Let me delete this one. So right now we have the project view, and now let's go to the board view. And this is the most important thing, and this is the thing you usually keep in track, like bookmark to your browser and check this regularly, because this is the status, like progress bar, I would say. So let's say that okay, now let's open this ticket once again, and since we move this to the block calendar sprint 21.3, now it will update, like you can see the updated column here as a sprint. So that's why I didn't explain it later earlier. So on this view, there are 3 sections. The first thing is okay, let me check. There should be another one. Oh, we have publish. So we have 6 columns. So the first thing is I think we are missing Shadi, right?
Yeah.
I think her internet has been bothering her.
Shall I continue? Okay.
Yeah.
We are recording, right? So we have 6 columns in this view. So the first thing is to do research, writing, reviewing, and SEO optimize, and then published. So this is the way we usually keep track of everything we are doing. So let's say that right now we have for this quarter we have 3 more articles to do. The first thing is let's say that iPhone 13 camera features, and let's say I'm the author of this one. And either me or like my content manager can move this ticket throughout this project. So let's say that now I'm in the researching phase, and now I'm researching this one. And it could be like we can actually like set different timelines. We can set some define some. Let me check whether it's possible here. See, set column limits. This means like we are only allowing 5 tickets at a time to stay in this research section. So we know that like we are not running behind. So let's say that if you are setting only 3 tickets here, so if you try to like move another one, so it says max number is 3. So we are running behind on research. So we have to make sure that at a time we are setting up a max limit. So we can define that over here. So that's a neat feature. So right now I'm researching this ticket and I'm adding all my research findings here. So another reason to like best like we can get the best out of this comment section is by adding our research here. So let's say that I can't finish this article, but I've done all the research and I'm handing it over to Tarun. So I don't have to send any emails or any what you call the Google Docs or anything, because everything is already available in this figure. So when it comes to project management, what we a phrase we usually do is like the only source of truth for a project is the Jira ticket. So you don't have to share any design, like you do have to share design file, but everything will be available on this ticket, because then you don't have to like share any emails, any Excel sheets or whatever the things, everything will be available here. Similarly, you can use this ticket for like block management the same way. And then, sorry guys, it's running a bit like more longer than I expected. I'll wrap it up as soon as possible. So that's also, I'm doing my research. Let's say that research one and blah, blah, blah. I can do that. And then now I'm done with my research page. And now I'm writing this article, then I can move it to this one. And then once I'm done with this one, we can move it to review section. We can, of course, in project settings, we can set reviewers as like when it comes to review section, you will have like maybe like I'll maybe like add another column if it's helpful to add a reviewer. So for this article, he's the reviewer. He's the assigned reviewer. So let's say that for system design, it's Eric. For TypeScript, it could be maybe like Fred. Likewise, we can add different reviewers. So it's they are responsible to review this article on time, and then push it to SEO optimize, so the next step. So that's the purpose of this one. And then we'll be moving it to this, sorry, SEO optimize. And then once it's done, you can move it to publish. So that's the project flow will go. That's how we usually like go with the project flow. And what else? What else in this view? So similarly, you can filter this view. We have the same filters here as well. You can search for choosing a filter like keywords as well. And yeah, and then you can complete the sprint from this view, and you can like have more information when like I'll give you a small idea about like what this workflow is. And then yeah, that's all we have on the, but this is the most important view, and it's pretty straightforward. Do you guys have any questions or anything to ask on this thing?
Okay.
All right. Last thing would be, let's go to this manage workflow. I will not change anything here. I'll just give you guys a quick idea about what this workflow is. So usually what a workflow is like, how we are transitioning between these different types of stages, right? So as of now, the to-do column, that means those are the things we have to do. But everything blue, researching, writing, reviewing, and SEO optimize, those are in progress sections, right? We are working on something. We or someone will be working on something. And whatever the state, whatever things we'll have on this green section, publish, that means it's done. You can move it off from the sprint board. So that's the idea of the workflow. Of course, we can update this one, but I would not recommend to update this workflow if you don't have any experience with Jira and how if you don't have any idea how this works. But of course, it's a good thing to like poke around. I think only Richa will have access to this view. Richa, Eric, you guys will have access to this project management view. And the last thing, okay, let me quickly enable this. All right, reports. So as reports, so this is something very important if you're like finding like if you want analytics and what are the things we worked on. So you can actually see how many tasks you've completed. So yeah, since we don't have anything here, let's go to this view. Let's go to reports. So if you check this not this one. Burn down chart. So the burn down chart means like what did we expected at the beginning of the project and what did we complete. So basically like how many story points, like how many tasks we've estimated, maybe like 5 stories, and how did we like complete that. So throughout this course, as you can see, like there are some changes to the sprints, but at the end of the sprint, we've met that deadline. So we are starting at a certain point and we are just finishing at a certain point. But if it doesn't meet the deadline, so if you check something like this, as you can see, like we have estimated this, but the scope went up, and we weren't able to like finish that section on time. But on the next sprint, we check the next one. Yeah, there's something wrong with this. So usually, like you'll be able to see that this dot will be meeting this one over here if you have everything on time. And the other thing is velocity report. This is something really important as well. Like how much did you estimate and how much did you complete? So in these sprints, as you can see, like we've estimated low, but we've completed way high. So we've estimated only 25, but we've completed 97. Likewise, you can get an idea about like how many, like what are things you estimated and what are things you completed. So that's basically like those are the most important things in this view. But there's another thing. I mean, like this is not very important, but it'll be easier for you to like keep track of Jira by using these what do you call dashboards. So I have created few dashboards for Q1. So basically, like what you can do is like you can it's fine and a keyboard maybe like model match. So maybe like if you have this dashboard set up, then you can get an idea about like how many days remaining like to complete a task, sprint burn down chart, maybe like active sprints. So likewise, maybe I think I have an article on this dashboards. I'll share it with you guys and share one of the created dashboards with you guys, so you can like add it to your Jira tool, and then you don't have to go to the roadmap view or the backlog view frequently. You can just look at the dashboard and get an idea about what's going on in the project. And did I miss anything? This view. I think that's all. Those are the like most important things when it comes to using Jira. Do you guys have any questions?
I'm good. We're already using for sales and marketing, so we
Oh,
know some parts and pieces.
yeah. One thing I forgot to link this board to sales and marketing. Okay, let's find sales and marketing over here, and let's say that let's find the content ticker. So let's say that we need to link ticket on that board to this one. So SMR 29. So let's go to one of these tickets, and then we are trying to like link one of those tickets to this one. The way you can do is like what you can do is like you can just add it as a comment here. Marketing. Let's get the link first. You can just copy it here, and then you can paste it over here, and then the ticket will be available. See, as you can see. And the other way you can do is like you can link issues using this view. So what's the ticket? SAMR 29. So you can either set it as like say that whether it's blocking you or this blocks that ticket, or it's a clone like copy of this one, or it's a duplicate, or maybe like it just relates to that one. So that way you can just link this ticket, and after linking it on this one, if you go to that particular ticket, it will be available here as well. See, says it's related to that one. So it's an easy way to like keep track of two different boards. The same, like I know that when it comes to sales and marketing, you guys can say that we'll be finishing 3 articles, and then you have like link those 3 tickets of those 3 articles in this tickets. So it's an easy way you can like link these 2 different boards using this feature. Yeah, I promise that now that's it. Do you guys have any questions?
I'm good.
All right, perfect. So that's all I have today. And there are a few things I need to send to you guys. The first thing I'll send you is like I'll look into whether it's possible to like get some alerts. And the other thing would be creating the dashboard, and I'll send it to you guys in that Slack channel. And yeah, that's all I have for today.
I'll sit on it. I'll work on adding the other items which are there.
Perfect. I'll clean up the board first. I'll remove all these test tickets and everything, and then you guys can like start using the board.
So,
Thanks, Govindu.
Perfect.
thank you.
All right, guys.
Govindu.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.